So it's RFP time again. Here tonight asking for money. Yes. You are correct. Asking for approval of our search committee's recommendation to award the 2025 Explore Hunterdon Comprehensive Tourism Marketing Campaign to Percepture Inc, a company that you all are familiar with. Just as a reminder, this is sort of the big umbrella RFP that we put out every year to a company that will handle sort of things beyond our scope here, or technologies that are unfamiliar to us, but we know we have to execute. We still do have our local folks on the ground that do our social media work and a lot of the stuff closer to home and relationships with companies, etc. But this is the big umbrella brand effort. So we spent almost 5 years now, I think, building the Explore Hunterdon brand into something that's really recognizable across the region, gets a lot of attention. They always say that mimicry is a form of flattery, and a lot of counties and the state itself will talk to us about what the team has done here. And it's great that we're getting all that kind of attention. And the brand does get attention using our current means. And we've had some nice growth. We've got 20,000 combined followers on our social media. We got our newsletter out to over 20,000 during the summer and fall and beginning of winter seasons. The website averages at least 25,000 unique visitors a month. People definitely know about Hunterdon now and what we have to offer. But there is something that is big, that is already here, that we need to make sure we take advantage of to stay relevant. I think somebody already talked about it tonight when you guys were commenting on earlier things, and that is AI. The number one thing we need to do to make sure that all of this effort is worth it and that people see the fruits of our labor and enjoy what we have to offer here is to make sure, the first one people know well. We need to make sure we show up well in traditional rankings, Google, etc. But we now need to make sure that we show up first in the AI rankings, ChatGPT and so forth. I think everybody knows that at this point, people aren't necessarily even looking at their Google results. They look at the AI results, and that is it. We've traditionally done very well in those basic, old school, you can even say that at this point about technology that changes every 3 years, but in the old school rankings, but nobody really is doing well in the AI rankings. We have to get to that market if all of what we put into this so far is going to continue to pay off. So the RFP that we put out, the number one action in it is AI search optimization and recognition, and that is where the greatest part of the expenditure will go. But it will also go towards traditional search engine optimization. You can never stop working on that. And then to strategy, governance, and compliance of those processes, especially in AI, because in AI you also want to manage misinformation. So there'll be an effort on that part as well. So what we're talking about here isn't just the brands, Explore Hunterdon, 579 Trail, etc. themselves. It is everything, every term, every word that we associate with the strength of ours. So if you're in New York and you type in charming small towns, we want Hunterdon to come up first, above every other town around them. We can do that with this, especially because most jurisdictions our size are not doing this yet. I know that personally in New Jersey because everyone I've talked to, all my peers, they go, oh, that's a good idea. So it's a nice way to stay ahead. If you're in Rockville, Maryland, and you type in agritourism, we want Hunterdon to pop up first, and so on and so forth. So this doesn't just hit the brand names, it hits every aspect of what we consider our strength and optimizes what people will see regardless of where they are, and hopefully see it first. So we did have an independent search committee that worked with this office, including the owners of a couple of tech industry companies, and they unanimously recommended Percepture. Their proposal was extremely impressive in terms of working to ensure the key terms were associated with this county. Their plan was the most Hunterdon specific, it was not cookie cutter at all. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the owner operator, as some of you may remember, lives right here in Hunterdon County of this worldwide company. This is his project in his mind. We still have to pay him, but I get the impression that we might be able to get away with not paying him. He cares that much about it. He really wants to do well by us. They've got, at this point, because they've been working with us for the better part of the last 4 or 5 years, they've got tremendous detailed knowledge of the county, and that's what you need to make this kind of effort pay off. They've got unique in-house AI agent platforms and dashboards that will be utilized for this effort. And they have significant tourism experience across the board. They're the tourism agency for Williamsburg, Virginia. You go higher for Wyoming, go higher for the entire country of Peru. So they've done this at every level, and they've begun to implement this kind of work for a lot of those clients as well. Percepture, again, they partnered with us originally to help create the Explore Hunterdon brand. So last statement on this, just to remind folks, because I think a lot of people just think of tourism as frivolous, and honestly, when I was just doing pure economic development for the last 4 years of my career, I wouldn't say I used the word frivolous, but I think I underestimated its impact. You have to remember that for a county like tourism, Hunterdon is economic development, a major contributor. There are hundreds and hundreds of restaurants and farms and Main Street shops and entire Main Street districts that help support our towns. They all rely and they all benefit from this effort, and we hear that every day, and they always thank the county for putting resources into this and continuing to support and promote their efforts. So with that, I'll answer any questions if there are any, but Percepture is the recommendation to receive the contract for the RFP.
Any questions or comments from the board?
No. I'll make the motion.
A motion by Mrs. Soloway. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Cool. And before we go to the vote, this has been a great relationship that we have had. And as I've said many times before, said it out loud, in a lot of places, it seems like there's tension between business and the environment. And here, our business is the environment. It's what we look like, what we are, and what we stay. That's the thing that attracts people out here. So we have two things coming together to benefit one another, and so we're showing people that on the internet, and hopefully we can find a way for AI to churn out something that pushes more people to see how great we are and spend some money here. So with that, we have a roll call, please.
Ms. Holloway?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Van Dorn?
Yes.
Mr. Lanza?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark.